Ready?
I'm ready.
Game time, baby.
This intro music is
Never get
spectacular.
old.
Spectacular.
Never get old.
Oh,
Alrighty, welcome everybody back to another King of the Court podcast. We are joined today once again by our co-host Jimmy Miller. How's it going, Jimmy?
good. I'm ready. Episode
ready?
5. We had a busy week, Tyler. Busy week.
First off, I've been instructed that I need to speak more directly into the microphone, so hopefully it picks up a little bit better. Before we get going, we want to introduce once again our sponsors. We have the Pickler Shop. They've been killing it. They've been doing great. They are an online e-commerce brand. They sell paddles, balls, anything you want. They have it. What do you love about them, Jimmy?
Well, I love lots of things. I love the variety. I love the selection. I love the cost. I love the customer service. I love that if you use code Ambassador, you get 10% off.
There you go. It supports them and it supports us so we can keep doing these podcasts. So make sure to use code Ambassador at thepicklershop.com on your next paddle. Also, we want to give a big shout out to Modballs. Modballs is one of the sponsors of this show. You know what? I need to go get some and bring some in here next time.
Yes, bring them. Well,
Yep.
I'll eat them during it. I need it. I need that burst of energy. We get 20 minutes in. Give me that mod ball.
Exactly. Yep. It's a small protein ball. It gives you clean, pure energy that you can use throughout the day, not only in pickleball, but just any activity you need, you can use them. Use code, my last name, Loong10, Loong, at modballs.com to save yourself a little bit of money and support the show. Jimmy's got a new sponsor for us. What is that?
Do I?
Don't you have a drink?
Listen, I would like them to sponsor
We
us.
want them to sponsor, so we're plugging them.
C4, sponsor us, please. That's the only way I get through this.
What code should we give them for this show?
I don't know, but
Jimmy the Goat?
yeah, something. Also, shout out to Vulcan sending me the gear. Does it look good? You guys tell me what it
Fits his body really well.
looks good. Not bad, right? Okay. Shout out to Vulcan. Big fan. I feel like Tyler Loong. I have Stance socks on and a Vulcan shirt. Like I am winning.
Mini Tyler.
This is what it feels like to be Tyler Loong.
There we go. But yeah, Vulcan did send him some paddles. I think they sent you some of their top paddles. Have you been using those?
Yeah, I have. Listen, that V940 is, go buy it. I'm telling you right now, go buy it.
The 940. I was using the 930, which I really like.
So I have the 932.
Okay.
I love the 932, but the 940 for me, for my game, I feel like it fits my game better. It has power, it has touch. The grit and spin that you can get on that paddle is insane. So yeah, check it out for sure. I'm a big fan of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the support sponsors. If anyone else is interested in sponsoring the show, reach out to Jimmy or myself and we'll get you in. All right, like you said, big weekend.
Yeah, big weekend. First, let's start with a big week.
But first, I think all eyes are on you from last podcast.
Wow.
Everybody was loving your stuff.
Well, listen, I don't know if they loved it, but I think that I said in the last podcast what everybody had already known and everyone was thinking. And I was just the first person to actually say it.
Yeah.
So we'll back up just a minute. It kind of went viral. Our guy Odith over at Koopy Nation made a little clip of me talking about, Kristen Alshon and Annalie Waters' relationship.
This is Jimmy talking. This has
talking,
nothing to do with Tyler talking.
Tyler's done nothing. I think that I don't know. I think it was something that everybody knew about. Everybody had seen. It wasn't a secret, but nobody dared maybe approach the topic.
And you just don't care.
It's not that I don't care. I just think it's weird and creepy. Like, bro, you're 22. She's 16. That's weird. And I would say the reactions were wild. Like, I wish I could literally show everybody my inbox. I guess I could. But the messages that I got from very, very high-level pros that everybody would know saying, thank goodness, I'm so glad someone said something. She's a brat. I hate her. To old women in Florida saying, what's the big deal?
Donna?
Literally Donna's neighbors saying the 70-year-old people, what's the difference when she's 70 and he's 62? Nobody's going to, or vice versa. Nobody's going to care. And honestly, it's not about whether people care or don't care. It's not like we chase everybody's relationship status or anything like that. But I mean, I think there's a little bit of an unwritten rule that you stay away from middle school girls when you graduate to college, right?
Oh, we might have to edit this whole portion out.
I mean,
I did not expect to talk about this today.
That's all. I'm just saying, like, let's just be, let's just be a little bit careful. I think my personal opinion, every other sport, NFL, NBA, they have a code of conduct. I think the PPA might want to, I don't know, maybe create a little bit of code of conduct here. Like, I don't know. I mean, the APP next gen is not recruiting future girlfriends for Christian Alshon. Okay.
All right.
That's not what it's for.
One thing we will add on this is, do you want to talk about it? You were talking about Twitter before.
Yeah, the interesting thing about him is he said he was going to tweet every single day. He didn't care. And he's been dead quiet for 4 days. So
I will say, I don't know if it was just this past week, but it seems like the past few months he's really dialed it back. When he first came onto the scene, he was very energetic, electric. Every single point he was screaming. But the past 3 to 4 months, it seems like he's really dialed it back.
Wait, you know what?
Do I need to get ready for that?
But he said when he gets knocked down, he gets back up. So maybe it's just taking him a while to get back up.
Gosh.
That makes sense.
All right, moving forward. Busy weekend.
Yeah, APP
New York, Queens.
That was amazing, honestly.
Arthur Ashe Stadium, at US Open.
Yeah, Flushing Meadows. The 3 people that actually were in attendance, I'm sure, really enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh.
That crowd was awful. I'm sorry. It was terrible. An absolute iconic place to play. One of the most famous places in all of sports. And you had 7 people watching. And 4 of them were Susannah Barr's family. Like, it sucks, dude. It sucks. It sucks that it's the APP. It sucks that nobody showed up. It sucks that the games were amazing. Like William Sobek. Okay, let's talk about him real quick. Okay. That was absolutely one of the best singles matches I've ever seen.
So you watched it live?
I watched it live. Yeah. ESPN Plus. I paid $10 for him. So, so he was down. So he came through the back draw. So one thing the APP, this is the one, we've talked about. APP allows you to still come through the back draw. And he came through the back draw after losing to the Wolf. I don't even know how to say his last name. It's like Vukavuk. It has 2 Vuks.
Is that his real name or just what he goes by?
He goes by. Okay, yeah. I can't remember his real name. But backing up, he won a qualifier to get in. Mm-hmm. And he won like 23-21 to get in the qualifier. And then he goes through and he upsets Hunter Johnson. He beat Johnson Cola. I mean, decent names in singles,
What I thought was funny is memes of pickleball they post. I think it's true. I'm assuming it's true. Is they posted a picture when he was up 14-6 or whatever it was, and he was flexing to the crowd.
So this is the ultimate backfire move. I don't know if you saw this, but he used an offensive timeout.
At what point?
When it was 14, I think it was 14-6.
So he got to 14, and then he called a timeout.
He called a timeout, like an offensive timeout. Like he almost slowed his own momentum. It was weird.
Yep.
And I think William took that personal.
Did William rattle off 10 straight, or what?
No, 7. He fought off 7 match points.
Wow.
7 match points. I mean, the kid was phenomenal. Like he's been playing a really long time. I think he's been playing since like 2015, and he's just barely 18, 19 years old.
Yeah. So I knew him when he was young, when he was playing with his dad, and people want to talk about other people eye rolling. Yeah. That was a different way of coaching from his dad.
So a true story. I saw him, here's the rumor mill, but I saw him at Nationals 2 years ago with Alex Trong. They were definitely dating then. I don't know if they are now, but and I thought that they were going to fight on the court. Like I thought the 2 of them were legit. They were playing mixed together. I thought they were going to come to blows. Like it was wild. But he's good. I mean, he's a good player, and he's young.
He's improved, and he's one of those players we talked about this last time that started with pickleball. Yeah, he's only done pickleball. I believe they have an academy in Florida. Yeah, Sobek Academy.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, the kid, he's legit, and to fight off. I mean, the mental toughness, like you can't, it was 14-6. He was down 6-14. You can't miss a shot. Mm-hmm. Like you miss a shot, you lose. Other than, I guess, if you're serving. He fought it off, came all the way back, wins the gold. I mean, it was exciting. If you can go find it, I don't know if ESPN Plus does replays or if APP knows how to use YouTube, but Go check it out. It's worth watching. I mean, it was a fun match. I think that kid will never forget. It's his first gold. Hopefully it propels him to bigger things because honestly, he's fun to watch. Like, he's athletic, he's fast. He's still really young. I think that he, hopefully that's his breakthrough. And it wasn't a horrible field. I mean, like we said, they had the Johnson, Yates and Hunter Johnson, had Sincola, had this Wolf dude. That was only his second pro tournament ever.
Where is he based out of?
I don't honestly know nothing about him. Like,
yeah,
I just saw that it was his second tournament ever. He had to go through a qualifier. So, I mean, imagine going through a qualifier and then you go all the way through. I mean, that dude had to be, I guess he played on Sunday, but that dude had to be gassed on Thursday or whatever it was. So, yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Good for young William. He should go by Billy now.
Billy?
I just feel like Billy's just like
he is sponsored with Adidas.
Yeah, and he did it with an Adidas paddle. Wait, let's not undersell that. If you've ever played with an Adidas paddle, he did it with an Adidas paddle. Like, and he didn't do it. He didn't pull like a Rafa and not use the Adidas paddle and only use it in the freaking post game show. He played the entire game with an Adidas paddle.
Have you hit with those?
Yeah, they're awful. Like, it's like playing with a frying pan. It's horrible. I'm sorry, it is. It's terrible. Adidas, go back to shoes.
Well, I think a lot of people are under the impression it's the main company, Adidas. It's a license. Like, somebody bought the license similar to Prince and Paddle Tech.
Then I'll go put a sticker on a Vulcan and say it's an Adidas and actually play well, because it was awful. Seriously, though, I hit it with an Adidas paddle. They're terrible. Like, yeah. They should cut their paddles before they cut Kanye. So, yeah, anyways, good for him.
Love it. Love to see the mix-up. Love to see new faces.
It's awesome. I hope he enters in Texas next week and carries it over. I don't know if
Do you know if he has entered? Because
I haven't seen it. Okay. I haven't seen it, but I hope so. I don't know.
All right, moving on. Susannah Barr, Nunnery, they double dipped.
Yeah, double dipped. Simone and Stefan. How do you say it? Auvergne?
Auburn. I believe Auburn.
The big Frenchman.
I think so.
He's from France. Okay. Yeah, he's from France.
Him and Jay.
Yeah, him and Jay. I'm sure they're buddies. I feel like if you are from France, I don't know why you have to be tall. I feel like he's tall.
Yeah, he's probably 6'4".
Yeah, he's a good dude. But here's the thing: Susannah Barr took the glove off, and now she has superpowers.
Yeah,
she has been on a roll.
What did they call her? The Net Lord.
Yes, the Net Lord. She does have that crazy top spin roll on her dink that, like,
she's deceptively good.
Yeah.
She's so quirky, but she makes a lot of balls. Yeah. Is very unorthodox, but she's good.
Well, you played with her for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Mixed.
Yeah, I'm still talking with her. We're trying to line up a couple tournaments, but our schedules haven't aligned right now. But
yeah, she's just very consistent. And I mean, honestly, she will sit there and she will dink you to death, and she will, like I said, she'll top spin.
Your boy, was it Odith that posted that video, a 2-minute video of her?
Hey, listen, shout out to Odith. He posted a video of her absolutely destroying Stefan's backhand. Like, his backhand. I mean, I don't even know how to say it. Like, I'm almost embarrassed for him. Like, this is a top level pro. I don't even know how he made it to Championship Sunday with that backhand. He could not hit a backhand dink. Tyler, look at it. Even his form is terrible. It's like...
Well, I haven't watched it, but he's lefty. I'm lefty. In those situations, he probably should have taken 1 or 2 steps over and started either earning or just hitting it with your forehand.
Honestly, in that situation with how bad it is, he should have sat on the bench and let Simone play singles.
Oh, my God.
That's how bad
Jimmy
it looked.
is on full tilt right now.
That is how bad it looked.
Oh, boy.
I'm serious. It looks like he's dislocating his elbow to try and hit his back. It's wild. I don't understand it, but... Susannah found it, and she went to town, and she absolutely picked on him hard. I mean, yeah, Odith has 2 solid minutes of him just missing backhand dinks.
2 minutes of him grinding the backhand.
Just grinding at his backhand and missing every single shot. Like, it was, and if he did hit it over, he popped it up like a freaking 3-0. And
so he was going up against Susannah Barr in Nunnery, and it was him and Simone.
Yeah, and Simone obviously has been rolling through everybody when it comes to mixed and the APP, and yeah, he got smashed.
What was the game to 15 score?
I can't remember the.
Was it close?
I don't think it was even close. I feel like I don't know. I'll look it up, but I feel like they smashed them. And then women's, Simone in Paris. Whose touches?
Well, I think the best shot is Susannah Barr, but she lost early on.
Yeah.
And so they ended up playing Megan Fudge.
Again, Megan Fudge loves that silver medal in APP. Yeah. She's a silver medal queen when it comes to APP.
Men, how was that?
So men's was good. So men's was our boy Nunnery again. I mean, I told you this on the last pod. I think Nunnery was on the verge or right there as top 10 in the world before he had all of his, personal issues that he was dealing with, right?
Yeah.
And, he took some time off, and I think he's coming back, and I think we're going to see a lot more.
He's coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, he is. And I think we're going to see a lot more Rob Nunnery. I think we're going to see more Rob Nunnery on the PPA. And I think he's going to make some noise. I think he's playing well right now. And he just needed to get back into it. And, you played with Nunnery before, right? Mm-hmm. You guys have played tournaments.
Yeah. He's kind of a nomad. He kind of travels around quite a bit, kind of stays in one area.
I thought he was moving to Utah for a minute.
Well, he did for a little bit. And I think his technical home base is here, actually. But he's just been on the road so much.
Well, tell him to come back. Let's get some games into the Pickler.
Yeah.
I'll show the Rob Nunnery a little something.
Let's see who else is there.
So Daescu, and then the Johnson brothers, obviously Yates and Hunter.
Yeah.
They're kind of the APP staples, I would say, the Johnson boys. They've kind of found their niche. They've kind of pulled that JW from a couple of years ago where they feel like, we're going to stay over here. We're going to make as much money as we can. Maybe we can't quite compete other than in singles on the PPA. And so let's just stay here and cash checks and, same with kind of what Andre Daescu's doing.
Yeah.
And so, they have had a lot of success on the APP. Do
you think they would ever move over to PPA?
I think that's everybody's goal, but the problem is do you make your, I don't remember what the APP payout was, but do you make your $3,500 on the APP, $5,000, or do you go make nothing on the PPA? Mm-hmm. Because right now, especially in doubles, they're not getting out of the quarters. Mm-hmm. They're just not.
PPA?
In PPA, yeah. They're not getting out of the quarters. They're just not good enough. Doubles players and singles, sure. I mean, they're both playing singles in the Texas Open, so we'll see how they do. But right now in doubles, they're just not good enough. So I think that the APP is not a bad spot for them. But maybe, a year from now, they're still relatively new.
Yeah.
When it comes to, pickleball, right? So, we'll see. I mean, I love new, young, up-and-coming, like these exciting, I shouldn't say young, I'm not Christian, but these exciting players. Because, you want new blood, and all it does is enhance the sport. It grows the sport,
Yeah.
And the problem is when people are like, oh, this guy's coming over, he's going to dominate, or this guy played D1 tennis, and it never happens like that. It never happens like they think. It never happens like they say. It's not. So, yeah.
Anyways, I was at this tournament last year just spectating. One of my sponsors flew me out there, and it was fun. Yeah. I wish that PPA or I can play in a tournament that's actually there.
Yeah.
Iconic New York. It's so much fun. The environment, the atmosphere. APP did switch things up. So last year they had just one stadium court, and you talk about 3 people in the stands. Last year there was 0. There was 1.
Really?
Yeah. And this was even a bigger stadium. So this year they switched things up from the looks of it.
Yeah. It just sucks, dude. Like you said, it's if you follow sports at all, not even tennis, just sports in general, right? It is an absolutely iconic place to play. It's legendary. I mean, they host U.S. Opens. It's unbelievable, and you've got this huge chance to play pickleball there, and there's 4 people.
Yeah,
and they're literally like.
What do you think it costs to rent out? What they did?
Gosh, I can't even imagine.
If you had to guess.
I mean, I would say...
20,000, 50, 100, 500?
I would say it's got to be $150,000, $200,000.
Yeah. So rumors are, from what I've heard, it's in between there.
Yeah. Which is insane. Yeah. So they lost money, just throwing that out there. Let's just be real. There's no... Because I heard that they charge a crazy amount to even get in.
I know last year they were charging for tickets. This year... I have no idea.
The other thing is like you have no live streams, like on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like there's no live streams.
Yeah.
Like grow your sport, grow your brand.
Yeah.
Like,
so what's interesting to me is, I mean, I follow them on Instagram, and they're always posting their media days.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact those media days are not cheap.
No.
Those are pretty expensive. I would imagine you could do a simple setup for live streaming for a fraction of what it costs to do the media day.
Yeah.
But yet they choose to prioritize the media day over live streaming.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense. The other thing that's weird is it's not like if you live stream, you're going to get fewer people in the crowd. You can't get fewer than what they had. But it's nationwide, right? I'm not going to sit on my couch and be like, oh, I'm going to tune into the PPA this weekend. Oh, they're not live streaming? Let me drive to New York and go watch it in person. Like, that's different. Like, you know how they have local blackouts for NBA games because they want, essentially, if you don't sell out, then they black it out because they're like, get your butt to the game. That's different, right? That's different. And I feel like that's what the APP is doing. They think that more people will show up if they don't live stream. But the reality is you're just diluting your own product. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to cut costs. And I don't know how much they're paying. I guess if you're flying in commentators to do some talking, commentating.
Then do it like a grandstand court. People just want to watch.
Yeah.
I'll commentate for free.
Fly you out there?
Yeah, I'll pay my own way. Just give me a camera. I got this.
Yeah. All right, moving on past New York, PPA Dallas. That's coming up this week, but I think the big story is MLP, which we'll get to.
So let's go PPA Dallas really quick.
Singles is stacked for men.
Singles is every single top 10 ranked across all of pickleball. I mean, every man is in there. Ben Johns is in there. Like we said, the Johnson brothers, JW, Jay DeVilliers. Fed is playing.
Is Christian in there?
Christian is in there, yeah.
I would love to see a Ben Johns Christian Alshon rematch.
Yeah, Christian is in there. I mean, Christian, he might talk shit, but he backs it up, allegedly. Yeah, he's in there. So, I mean, it is stacked. It is out. It's going to be insane. I think let's pray for good weather.
Yeah, last year, I kid you not, we were in the middle of a tornado.
Yes.
I left the facility 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden sirens start going off.
The tornado siren?
Yeah. And then a lot of the PPA pros got stuck there, and they ended up playing dodgeball. There's like a dodgeball place that they went
They
inside.
have like a couple courts indoor, right? If they need them.
Yeah, but I think it's like
covered.
30 minutes away. It's not close.
Yeah, see. So.
And they sent some people there last year, and it's tough.
Yeah, that makes it hard. And they did that for Atlanta too, right? They sent the women to like a different place to start.
Yep.
And it's nice to have that, but yeah, it just kind of sucks because
nobody wants to use those options.
Yeah. So Dallas is exciting. I think that, it's going to be a big tournament. You're playing with Hurricane.
Yes, I'm playing with Hurricane. So this will be our second tournament, and then once again with AJ. So we've played a couple times, not too frequently. But
so, question. Shout out to the Cane Cave, by the way.
Is that what you call her?
Hurricane is
the Cane Cave.
Cane Cave's the Discord. It's Hurricanes. Yeah, Hurricane. Let me just ask you a question.
So you're all in these private secret groups now that you made your appearance last week?
I'm not in anything. Let me just ask a question. Hurricane is she's like the new player in pickleball that like has absolutely fell in love with it. Like addicted. Okay. Like, you know how when you first started playing and you found the game and you were like, holy crap. And then you just want to play and play and play and play.
Yeah. You told me a crazy stat or comment that she made to you.
Yeah. So she's still in that phase.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Okay. In a week, how many hours would you say that you practice in a week?
I tell everybody it always varies.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll throw out a number 10.
10. Hurricane Tyra Black in the last 2 days has played 25 hours of pickleball.
Yeah. That can't be good.
25 hours. She said that she does not get tired of practicing. She loves it.
She must not be training hard enough.
I mean, here's the other wild thing. I said, did you do that when you played tennis? And she said, no, I played 30 minutes a day. So I think that obviously with as hard as she trains and the partners that she's training with, I mean, obviously I think that she's going to have a huge breakthrough. I think she has the talent. She's putting in the work. I expect her to have a big breakthrough.
Yeah. I think every player needs to go through that. I think I went through that when I first started.
Yeah.
I think every dedicated player needs to go through something like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then you figure out what works, what doesn't work for you, right? You don't want to get burned out, you find but But yeah, I mean, it's just wild. The other thing is I just want to remind you, do you remember, and I've looked up the text, okay? March 19th, I sent you a text.
Of this year or what year?
This year.
Okay.
And I said, Hurricane is the next Anna Wright. You need to hit her up.
Yeah. You sent me a couple names, and I reached out to all of them.
Yes. See? Yeah. Listen, ladies, if you want to play mixed with a high-level partner, send me your audition tape. I'll let you know.
You're going to be getting a lot of creepy things now.
I will let you know. But yeah, that's exciting. I think that she's going to be a good player. I think that she's putting in the work. You know, she's still relatively new. So
how old is she?
I think she's like 22. Okay. I think. I don't know.
And I think she went pro, what, age 15?
Yeah, and she got up to number 300 in the world, which isn't, I mean, that's impressive. Like, I mean, I would guess of the female pro pickleball players, there's not many that were ranked that high.
Yeah, in singles at least. Some of them were in doubles, but doubles was different.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's exciting for you know to have her. And then AJ again. AJ is AJ. AJ is very, very streaky.
I told him in Atlanta, I was like, I want to do well in Texas, so hopefully we both play well. Yeah,
I mean AJ, when AJ's on, he's as good as anybody. When AJ's off, he's off. And so, you know, it depends on what AJ. I think you guys, your games complement each other really well, though, because he does love that speed up. You're very good at countering. You know, I think that AJ is not going to stay in points for very long. He's just not. That's just not his thing. He's not going to sit there and you know, dink for a half an hour. Like, he's not the Colin Johns of, you know. And so, yeah, he's going to try and end points. And I think that that's what you want, too. You're aggressive. Let's be aggressive. So
love it. Any upsets or any teams you're on the lookout for?
And I just don't know if anybody can truly.
Ben Newell and Philip Locklear.
I know. That's, I mean, like who?
Oh my gosh. In Atlanta, I was playing against Phil Locklear in mixed doubles, and I don't know what happened, but I mishit a ball on overhead, and it hit Phil right here on the head. And I felt so bad. And he was the best sport about it. He just smiled.
Really?
And said that cleared his sinuses and everything like that.
He did?
Yeah, he got up, but it was a hard overhead. And it hit him square on in the forehead.
Oh, my poor guy.
Yeah, I actually felt really bad about that.
I mean, yeah, there's always a chance for an upset, but it's really hard right now to bet against Ben and Colin. They're in their home state. They're probably get to sleep in their own beds.
No, we're in Dallas. They live in Austin.
Oh, that's right, Austin. Yeah. Well, anyways, it's hard to bet against those guys right now. It's hard to bet against Annalie. I mean, you know, I think that as a pro, it's got to be a little bit discouraging. You probably feel like you're playing for second place. You know, you don't feel like that, obviously. If you have that mentality, you're weak and you're a loser. But I just think that those guys have just been so dominant that, yeah, it makes it tough to bet against them. If I was gambling, then yeah, it'd be hard. It would be hard to bet against them. But let's talk about this really quick. Your boy, your BFF.
Which one?
Jim Kloss. Jim Kloss went on. Okay, let me back up. Jim Kloss.
So who is Jim Kloss?
So Jim Kloss loves to post stats. Okay, he loves to post these stats. He goes and looks at these matches.
I would say he came up. Well, when I started remembering him, come up maybe 2 years ago, 1 to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He'll do like these analysis, match analysis. Yeah,
and he'll talk about speed ups, and he'll talk about, you know, success rate, and he talks about all these things. The problem with Jim Kloss is Jim Kloss he's that guy that there's basically two ways to do things. There's Jim Kloss's way and the wrong way, and if you differ from his opinion, you're wrong. He literally he posts it. He throws his analysis on there, and if you're like, well, what about this? Then Jim Kloss just comes at you. The other thing about Jim Kloss, and this is why he's an absolute idiot, is he will, if you respond to him with any disagreement, he'll say, well, I'm glad you're a fan. No, like I like watching train crashes too, and that doesn't make me a fan of them. Like, I'm not happy about it, but I do watch it. Like, it's just weird. So he's just an interesting guy. He's very combative. I think he just loves getting his name out there. You know, I doubt he will watch this podcast because he doesn't have internet. But the thing with Jim Kloss is he said that Riley Newman is making a mistake playing with Matt Wright. We've talked about it, you and I, right? So maybe he does listen to the podcast. He said that Riley Newman's best bet to beating Ben Johns is playing with you.
Well, I think that was number 9 on the list.
Well, it was 9, but then he had a full analysis basically saying that was that because the other 8 weren't actual reasonable partners, it wasn't a reasonable possibility. He's not going to play with Ben. He's not going to play, that he said it was you.
Yep.
The problem with Jim Klaus's analysis is he literally said, like, what a narcissist. He said, ever since Matt Wright has started taking my advice, he said that. Since Matt Wright has started taking my advice, he has played much better. Do you think Matt Wright gets on Facebook and he's like, "Oh, thank you, Jim. Like, dang, I didn't know that. I didn't know that my speed ups were."
I know for a fact Matt doesn't have much social media because he's a lawyer. He wants to stay as far away from social media as possible.
Is Matt that guy? Like, okay, so I'm totally going to jump from subject to subject here because Jim Klaus, that was too much time on him. But I do think you and Riley would do well. But I also think that, just real quick, that Matt and Riley have literally medaled for 18 straight months. So they're doing something right.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have beat the Johns brothers. It was only, one time, but.
I think it maybe once or twice. But the thing is, it hasn't been consistent.
No, exactly.
And that's the thing is Ben Johns, they're going to lose eventually. But I don't think at this point, somebody's out there beating him consistently.
No, yeah. And
even JW, I mean, he's beaten him a couple times, but he is not beating him consistently.
No, exactly. What they should do is they should make Ben play indoor and then see what happens. But so NBA Finals or NBA Eastern Conference Finals last night, right? Celtics Heat. Jimmy Butler is that guy, right?
He's that Rafa Hewitt.
Or
Rafa Hewitt is Jimmy Butler.
He thinks he is. He's that dude. Okay. Jimmy Butler, I feel like, is that guy that, like, he's quiet. He doesn't say much. He just plays his game. But then when somebody pisses him off or gets him fired up or talks smack, I mean, even in his post-game conference, he was like, one more game, one more. We're not done. And he never got rattled. But then when someone pisses him off, he has another gear.
That's me.
So who is that guy in pickleball? Because I have a guy in mind that I think is that guy in pickleball, that he's the guy that you do not want to get him chirping back at you because it looks like he is sleeping through a match and then all of a sudden he'll flip a switch.
Who, Ben?
No.
JW?
No. Oh. And he'll elevate his game. I think it's Matt Wright. I think once they start talking crap to him and he starts.
But he always chirps.
He does chirp.
I mean, it's not like he
does.
Quiet.
But let's go back to your match with when you played with Jillian Braverman and she's making bad line calls. You were going to win that match until Jillian pissed him off. Like, I'll be honest, you were. And I don't know if Matt or Lucy will ever admit that, but you were going to win that match.
Yeah.
And Jill pissed off Matt, and Matt elevated his game, took it to another level. I've seen him do it against other people, and once it just seems like he can flip that switch.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some players do flip that switch, like you said, and then there's others that will fold as soon as those tensions rise up. Then they
he feeds off it. I feel like Matt feeds off it. Matt is like, I'm 46 years old. I'm just enjoying my time. I'm a lawyer. I make plenty of money. I've got a good life. I've got a beautiful girlfriend. I'm just doing my thing. Wait, you're talking smack to me? Boom. There he goes.
That happened to me and Julian Arnold. I was playing against him, and they were just being very loud just after every single point. And I got to the point where I said, hey, I'm going to start chirping back. And they started missing shots, and we ended up winning.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's interesting how that works, right? There's just certain people that feed off of it, and then there's certain people that are like, and they kind of go into that shell, and they hate it, and they don't play as well. So, anything else for Dallas, PPA Dallas? No, I think it's exciting. It'll be nice that there'll actually be a live stream, so that'll be fun. Let's see. So I'm ready to go. I'm excited to watch Dallas. I'm excited PPA is coming back. You're not going to it, are you? No. Just watching it. Just watching it, yeah. Okay. Next big thing, and honestly, a lot of talk has been about this more so than the next tournament coming up, is the next Major League Pickleball in San Clemente. This one's big because By the way, if you want any clinic from any of the pros, every single pro is offering a clinic during those weeks. Is Tyson? I imagine he is. Kyle McKenzie. He called you arrogant. How do you feel about that? Oh, I don't agree with that. How do you feel about Kyle McKenzie calling you arrogant? I don't like that. I mean, he legit he's mad because I beat him in doubles. Well, who doesn't beat him? That guy's honestly, he's a donor. Like when he signs up for a pro tournament, he's just donating his money.
Yeah, well, he does the commentating now a lot of times.
Which he's also not good at that either, I'll just be honest. But Tyson on his podcast, while we're bringing up Major League Pickleball, he said, go check out Tyler's podcast.
Oh, he actually messaged me the other day. He said, it's great. I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
It felt sarcastic when he mentioned it.
Yeah, during the podcast, maybe.
It felt a little sarcastic.
He messaged me literally yesterday,
Really?
I think.
Look at him. Well, I mean, listen, at least he's practicing what he's preaching because Tyson is true.
He said, Professor Jimmy and yourself are gold. He called you Professor Jimmy.
Oh, Professor. Okay. Well, Tyson's trying to get on my good side.
Don't do it.
So here's my question, okay? Before we get to MLP, he is really pushing this camaraderie among pickleball players, okay? Which is interesting because Tyson is let's just be honest, he's a beat your chest, scream, flip off the crowd, pound beers after the match, get his little stallion boys all fired up, screaming, yelling, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's who he is, right? He's one of those guys that feeds off of that.
Yep.
And it's hard to get the crowd pumped up and to go through all of those histrionics that he loves to do and then turn around and be like, hey, you need to be a good sport. We need to respect each other. You know, his wife, Meg, mm-hmm. whatever, she basically said that in tennis, that doesn't happen, that in tennis, there's this mutual respect. I don't know what tennis matches she watches, but says that there's like this mutual respect between tennis players that we've all grinded to get here. And, you know, like we need to have this respect that we're all kind of on the same page. Yes, you won the match, but, you know, we've all put in the work. And basically saying that pickleball doesn't have that. But I feel like it does. I just feel like during the match, right? Rivalries are good for sports. Rivalries are good for pickleball. And Tyson did mention this. The PPA, they love it. I'm sorry, but they do.
They want it. They want more of it.
Yeah, 100% they do because it's good for sports and the trash talk is good. And, you know, I mean, look at all the rivalries in sports. I mean, Lakers, Celtics, Dodgers, Giants. Like, there's a million rivalries in sports that are huge. Even and Tyson's a big UFC guy, so that's why I'm confused by this because there's more trash talking in the UFC than any other sport. Mm-hmm. And then after they fight, what do? Right? They hug it out. They're good. Right? And then there's that mutual respect there after the fact. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you got Nate Diaz in the middle of fights flipping guys off, like right in the middle. I mean, you know, just like Pablo, right? And so I think it's good for the sport. So I'm confused why he just, I don't know, he's taking the stance that he doesn't like it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it is interesting. One of the most appealing things, attracting things to pickleball is the community.
Yeah.
I mean, people love the openness, and sure, there's going to be people who aren't fun to be with, aren't nice, aren't good people, but the vast majority are very good people. They're very nice. They're good sports. I mean, I never played pro tennis. I played high-level college tennis, though, and I can tell you, people did not like other players.
Yeah,
they did not like other players on other teams, even on their own team. Sometimes they wouldn't get along with, and so I think there's always going to be people that don't get along with other people. But from what I've seen and from what I've dealt with in pickleball, I would say for the most part, most players are very friendly with others.
Yeah, and then off the court, I mean,
even more so. Yeah.
And I just think it's good. It's good to have that.
I can't tell you how many times, which actually is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, is when the other team will applaud your shot, like after every single winner you hit or anything like that. You rarely see that in tennis.
Yeah.
Rarely see that in tennis. But in pickleball, if you hit a good shot, the other team will oftentimes
and they'll
say,
turn around and they'll and they'll applaud it. And so I think that.
I don't know. Maybe she's just talking about one or two specific situations or instances, but I think my personal opinion overall is it's a very opening and welcoming sport for the most part.
Let's see if this will play.
I won't even look in their direction. I'm not a big fan of Tyler Loong.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about
you sent that to me?
How do you feel about Riley Newman saying he's not a big fan of Tyler Loong? Again, it's okay. Like, I don't think you're taking it personal, right?
No, I mean, I don't think there's any love lost there, but I'll just say that Donna likes me.
Yeah, that's right. Donna. Oh, poor Donna.
Yeah, I mean, me and him have I didn't think it was that bad of a relationship. We've always been very competitive. He used to do singles, and he was a pretty good singles player. at the time he played, I think he stopped playing around 2019 or so.
Okay.
But we played 3 or 4 times, and every one of them was very close.
Yeah.
I won every single one of them, but they were all very close.
Okay.
And he's just a very competitive player, and so I don't know if something happened there, line calls or just losing or whatever. I mean, if anyone knows him or anything like that, I don't think it's too much of a shock to hear that.
No, and I'm sure that honestly, I mean, that's a 4-second clip. I guarantee there's other names that have come out of his mouth. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's interesting that we talk about this, you know, like, oh, everyone's clout chasing is the big word, right? That's the word of the month. But I don't even know if it's really clout chasing. I really think that it's just people are being a lot more honest. They're being open. I mean, you know, I know that Leia and Tyson have beef, right, over who dropped who and this and that, right? And it's okay. Like, it is good for the sport. It really is. Tyler, like, honestly, like, people want to choose they want to pick their horse, they want to get behind them, and they're going to pick their favorite player. And then, it's okay to have a villain. Yeah.
For the record, I mean, most of this juicy stuff that comes out in this podcast is complimentary of this guy right here. Everything I say is fairly reserved, and everything I say, I'd say it in front of the people that we're talking about.
Sure. And just so you know, Tyson said that you were very bold, so he owned that.
Yeah.
He owned that. Like, that's So, anyways, I don't know. I think that I think that there needs to be more rivalries, honestly, and I think that, like, guys like JW and Dylan, like, let's chirp. Come on, J-Dub, get fired up.
Just don't wear those cow pants anymore.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, moving on. Sorry, MLP San Clemente. How do you not look for is it hard to not look past tournaments and look forward to MLP?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try to stay focused.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a big deal, right?
Yeah, this is the grand finale, the end of the season tournament.
Yeah.
The top 2 teams play on that following Monday for the end of the season. Which is a purse? It's a good amount. I think it's maybe 30 to 50,000 in addition to the prize money. Yeah. And so if you were to win both, you'd walk away with anywhere from 50 to 90,000 per person.
And you guys are in a position.
We're in a position where we could be in the top 2.
Yeah, because of your points from previous tournaments. And
I don't know how all the math works, but I think if we make it to the finals at least, and maybe even the semis of MLP, we should be able to play that Monday.
Because you're number 1 right now.
We're number 1 right now, but there's Mad Drops are close, and I think the Hustlers are somewhat close.
And Mad Drops are in your group.
In our pool, yep.
Yeah, so that's going to be tough.
Yep.
And
so I don't know if Thomas Wilson is playing. I know he's had a little bit of injuries.
Sounds like what I read, it sounds like he is. If Thomas Wilson is back, Mad Drops are going to be tough for sure.
Okay, real quick, we got Group A, Milwaukee Mashers, Florida Smash, SoCal Hard Eights, New York Hustlers. Who do you think's coming out of that group?
I think that the Mashers, they made that trade for Matt, right? Mm-hmm. And so Matt, Lucy, Callie, and my mind just went completely blank. Diascu. I think that they've got to be the favorites to come out of that.
Okay.
I would say with that trade. Yeah.
Out of that group over Hustlers and the Hard Eights?
I think so. I think that trade is going to put them over the top.
Okay. And then who do you have coming in second?
I would probably say, let's go. Man, that's tough. I'd say Hustlers probably come in second out of that. I think. Okay. I mean,
I would imagine the Newmans are going to be pretty hungry to make it out of pool play.
Yeah, I would think so.
Group B, we have New Jersey Fives, California Black Bear. So the Fives is Annalise team, Black Bear Federico's team, St. Louis Shock Jay's team, and ATX JW's team.
So the Fives I think have underachieved. If you want my honest opinion, Annalie has not been great in MLP like she is, and so I think that hopefully this is one, because they have Annalie and Leia.
And James and
Hayden. Yeah, I mean Hayden, but Hayden's still he's Hayden. Mm-hmm. They have 3 really high level players, and Hayden, and they're good enough to carry Hayden. I mean, and he's small, so they could actually literally carry Hayden. But so I think that the Fives, this should be the tournament that the Fives come out.
Okay, and who do you got for second?
I'm going to say, I would say ATX, a CJ Dub.
Over Black Bears.
Yeah, I don't love the Black Bears. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't love the players, but Fed, I don't know.
You don't like Fed?
I like Fed. He's fine. He just is not, I don't know.
I love Fed.
I think if you get to, I think the Black Bears are definitely built better for the Dream Breaker.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because ATX last MLP they should have come out of pool play, but they didn't. By a matter of points.
Yeah.
Black Bears, they didn't make it out pool play the very first MLP, and then second MLP they made it to the finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
St. Louis Shock, they've been there each time. They didn't make it out of pool play the first time. Second time they did. They lost in the quarters.
Yeah, that's right. So that's a really interesting group because let me ask you this. I feel like there's how many teams are there? 12 teams?
12 teams.
But I feel like you've kind of played the same teams.
Some teams have played the same teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way that it works.
It's just a draw.
Yeah. You can't play a new team every time.
Yeah. So then Group C.
Group C, that's the one I'm in. We got the Vegas Night Owls who essentially traded out their whole team.
Their entire team is new.
Yeah.
Like now it's Jesse, Colin, right?
And Deckel. And who's the...
Is it Brasha? No, they traded...
Brasha.
Oh, yeah, Brasha, yeah. So, I mean, that's a whole new team. Like literally 4 new players, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Deckel was there.
Deckel, yeah. But 3 out of their 4 are brand new.
Then we got my team, Seattle Pioneers, Ben Johns, me, Etta Wright, Megan. I think the big question mark is how healthy is Etta going to be?
Yeah.
She's struggled the past probably 2 to 3 months with, I think it's her Achilles or her calf or something like that.
Yeah, and she's pulled out of quite a few tournaments. And so hopefully Etta's healthy. So if she's not and you have a sub, you pull someone up from the challenger? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't even know how it all works, but I believe you can pull somebody up. I believe there's a list of people that you could maybe pull immediately, or you could wait until the challenger teams play, and then you could choose anyone from a team that's been knocked out, eliminated.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I mean, I'm assuming she's going to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I would think she would really want to play this tournament because it's MLP San Clemente, lots of money on the line.
I'm sure she'll be great. And she'll grind it out if she's not. She's Etta's.
In doubles, I mean, their game's 21. They can go by within 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then we got Clean Cause, which is they have not won one game or one team match.
Zero.
But we got Zane and DJ on it now.
Yeah.
But we still have the same females, right? We still have Yana and Lena.
Yes. Is it Yana and Lena? Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But they have not won a match.
A team match.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Zane and DJ will, I don't know, pull something out.
Both those guys are very streaky, and they can be very effective in mixed doubles just because they're so aggressive.
Yeah.
And in those games, it could work out for them.
Well, they have the worst name too, so that might be why they're not playing well. I mean, I know that it's a sponsor, but Frisco Clean Cause, come on.
And then we got Los Angeles Mad Drops. So
Mad Drops have the worst logo.
You don't like it?
I don't know. The 5s, the clown, the clown logo is weird to me, and also the fact that they make them dress like clowns in their Fila outfits is odd. But
you know Gary V.
I mean, of course, and so Gary V is gonna. I don't know. I wonder if he sends some motivational quotes before every match. But the Mad Drops. So Mad Drops have Thomas, right?
Yeah, Thomas Wilson, Julian Arnold, and then we got Catherine and Irina.
So I mean, that's tough. Here's the crazy thing about the Mad Drops is Catherine and Irina have struggled with Etta and Megan. Like, you wouldn't think that on paper, but they've struggled with Etta and Megan.
These games to 21, I mean, pickleball in general can be very up and down, but you throw in the rally scoring to 21.
Yeah.
I heard rumors, or some of the players are actually wanting them to go to 25, which
interesting.
Might normalize it a little bit more.
The first team that is up 21-16 and then ends up losing is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exciting. I think that honestly the MLP events are just insane. Like is
Jimmy making an appearance?
Hey, I will be there. Listen, come find me. Don't come find me. Actually, I will
get your picture with Jimmy.
I will be very anonymous.
We'll put his Venmo here so you can send him some tips.
Anonymously be hiding in the background.
You'll be with Odeth and Heishe.
Well, yes, yeah. No, they better stay anonymous too.
Just tweeting in your Discord.
Yeah, telling those guys stay anonymous. Trust me. I will be hiding from Mama Waters probably. But yeah.
Add her to the list of people.
I know, it's a long list.
PPA commissioner. Oh, we just got a text for MLP.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, sign-ups are going out for the second season of MLP.
Oh.
Yes, you have to sign up to be eligible for the July 12th draft.
Are you going to sign up, Tyler?
Should I sign up right now?
Are you going to sign up? Are you sure?
Let's see. Who's got a shot at making the super finals on Monday in San Clemente? Remember, the prize money for the winners of the season 1 super finals for the season is $60K total per player in Premier.
Okay.
So that's in addition to whatever you do in the
okay.
Yeah.
So you'll get 60 plus essentially 25 plus appearance.
Well, it depends on where you were drafted. Like Ben Johns will, if we were to win both, he would walk away with over 100 just for that weekend.
Not a bad weekend.
Yeah.
You think he'll be motivated?
I hope so. We need him as motivated as possible.
I mean, 100K that's not a bad weekend for Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing is the difference between first and second and third and fourth is a very significant drop.
It is.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. So
go get that done.
Yeah.
Let's see the Pioneers.
So who do you have coming out of Group C?
I mean, it's got to be Pioneer. I mean, you guys are the favorites. Like, that's just, you guys are clear cut. Any team that has Ben Johns is the favorite. It just is. I would say that you guys are the favorite overall by far. I mean, you are the 1 seed for a reason right now. But for you guys, it's all going to come down to, in my opinion, how the ladies play.
Yeah.
Because Ben will win his mixed matches. You and Ben will win your men's matches. You can afford to drop a mixed match. I assume you're going to play with Megan again.
So far, that's the game plan, and it's been going pretty good for us.
Yeah.
I think we've only lost, one time, 1 or maybe 2 times.
Yeah, and I think Megan Etta, I just saw her like 5-2, so they're holding up their end of the bargain in women's doubles.
But I can tell you, like you said, if the lady, not putting pressure on them, but they're the first match to be played.
Yes.
If we get that 1-0 lead, it's such a big relief off our shoulders.
It's huge because now, truthfully, you have to win one of the next 3
matches. Yep.
To at least push the Dream Breaker.
Yep.
And in a Dream Breaker, I think you guys are tough too because obviously you and Ben in singles, but same thing. It comes down to the ladies, right? And the first Dream Breaker you guys had, was that against?
That was in the semis of the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And Etta played actually pretty well. Megan got blasted. Lacey Schneeman literally put Megan's head on a stick and just destroyed her. It was like 8-0. But then when you came to the second Dream Breaker that you guys had, Megan was phenomenal. And yeah, it was just a huge difference. So in fact, that was the one where you had to go up against Rafa, huh? The first one?
The very first one, yeah. I don't know what the split was. I maybe came out like 60%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, which is okay.
55%.
Everybody just has to win, right? 3-1. 3-1 is great. Even 2-2, like Etta, if Etta would go 2-2 in Dream Breakers, you guys are most likely are going to win. If Megan goes 2-2, you're most likely going to win.
Yeah.
Because you have Ben and on the other side of it.
Anyways, I recommend to everybody who's never come to a tournament, if they're going to come to one, Major League Pickleball,
MLP.
That might be one of the more exciting tournaments. You see a lot of players, different matchups.
You have room for me at your Airbnb?
If we got a nice floor, living room area.
Well, living room areas is what
we got a nice rental car from Hertz.
That's what happened with Donna, so be careful. You got the Hertz. Yeah. Are you going to rent like a Dodge
I don't know, because I'm going to be renting it for like 2 weeks because I'm going to be there for...
You're not going to do like the Waters did where they rented like that Dodge Charger, like a racing stripe on it, and it matched Lee's crazy clown outfit she wears.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. They posted this picture.
For MLP?
It was like, I don't remember.
Or PPA?
It was like, it might have been Atlanta, but I don't know. Lee needs a stylist for sure, but... you add up the cost of that outfit, it's got to be $20,000. But anyways, they rented this Dodge Charger with like this racing stripe, and they took this picture in front of it, and it was wild. But good for them. Do you? But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for MLP, and then you have PPA San Clemente, right?
Yep. So that's right before. So that'll be a good warm up for everybody.
So everybody's going to stay. So let me ask you this.
And everybody's teaching clinics in between. So I don't know how many people are going to be able to attend all these clinics.
like, because I know that there's people that are playing with their ML. Like, has anybody ever thought, hey, we have a tournament right before? I don't know. Have you thought, hey, Ben, maybe we should play? Play a tournament before MLP.
That's a good excuse. Hey, this is for MLP. This is for the most money.
Yeah, like there's the most money, right? There's $100,000 on the line. Maybe maybe we should play San Clemente together. Maybe Etta and Megan should play together. Like,
I don't know. They might be playing together. Etta and Megan, they might be.
Yeah, I just think that. I mean that sincerely. Like,
I know some of the players are. I know Lacey Schneeman. I believe she's playing with Rafa.
Yeah.
For MLP.
Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense to play together. And then you're, I guess you're going to spend the week. Well, everyone else is spending the week teaching clinics, but
everybody I've seen posts and
maybe I should just
Facebooks.
Go down there for a week and just hit every single clinic.
Yeah.
Just see how.
Do a review on every single pro, how they teach.
See how good I can get.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll enter. Can you send me that link to enter for the next draft? I appreciate that. I want to enter the next MLP draft. You think I'll get picked?
I would pick you.
Hey,
you could be the Jeff Warnick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why he got dropped, to be honest. I mean, he's super effective.
Yeah, it's way effective. There's another guy that talking more trash helps his game.
Maybe.
Well, his game needs a lot of help, but at least he's entertaining. Also, he has one hell of a paddle throw.
Yeah, that was against me.
Yeah, absolutely bombed it.
Yeah.
Real quick, Connor Pardo posted a tweet, and he said, "Who is your favorite pickleball podcaster?" And if you did not say me, you're dead to me. So just want to say, because I really want Connor to come on this show, and I'm going to show him some videos and ask him if these balls are in or out. And we're going to let Connor decide.
Balls out for sure.
Yeah, we're going to let
I stand by Connor. I stand by the commissioner.
We're going to let Connor decide. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, we're wrapping up. Let's do questions. So once again, we love this guy. He wrote in with a bunch of questions, and I asked him, and he said he actually wanted to stay anonymous. And so if he ever wants to change that one, not anyone here, but that one guy that always, which I need to find out where he's getting all this information, because I thought you knew a lot or I knew a lot. This guy knows even more.
I know exactly who you're talking about. We're Instagram friends now. I don't think I followed him back. Maybe I should, but.
Just a word of advice for anyone who's got a burner account: keep it private. Don't ever reveal your identity.
It's true.
You lose your luster as soon as you do that. I know a couple people who had burner accounts. They revealed themselves. People know who they are, and it doesn't mean the same as before.
Yeah. See, stay anonymous. Other than me, I literally use my real name on everything. Come find me. I'm good.
All right, so once again, we asked a couple of questions, and if you ever have questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram or Jimmy. He's been taking some of the questions. And most active place we're on is probably Instagram, I would say. So just DM us, reach out to us there. Anyways, 1 or 2 days before the podcast, we always ask the questions. Some of you guys wrote in. Let's see what they say. All right, Zach Galante, he says, with MLP switching up the teams, what's a team that you're interested in playing with? So far, I think the culture of MLP is, yes, some teams are known for having good culture, good chemistry, everything like that, but a lot of it just depends on who's on your team at the moment. I think moving forward, as MLP makes some changes, then teams will be a little bit better known for what they can provide and offer. But I've always said this before, and I'm not saying anything about my specific team, but I would always rather be on a team that is good versus a team that is giving the players free stuff and just having
your owner right now is
we haven't heard much from him.
Very anonymous.
But once again, I'm on a great team. I love it. I take my situation right now over a team. For example, we're just using team Frisco. Let's say they're getting all this free stuff, but they haven't won a match. I'd much rather win matches.
Yeah, like, no offense, Brene Brown. We love the Lulu, but now I'm winning.
Hey, I love the ATX.
I actually think that's actually a great point.
Okay, this one's to you, Jimmy. Or what were you saying?
Real quick, and we'll talk about this, but the next MLP draft, right? Like, it is destiny that you and Riley Newman are on the same team together. It is destiny. The pickleball gods.
You really want this.
They are going to do this for us. Yes.
Okay, we'll see about that. Jimmy, just for fun, what's your favorite paddle right now?
So we talked about it. That Vulcan V940 is, I just started using it, but I love it. I'm going to get this one though. I'm going to take this from Tyler.
I'm always honest with what I say about products, paddles. I love this paddle. It's a very unique paddle. It's not like your typical carbon paddle where it feels soft and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit different feel and texture to it.
Yeah.
That I like.
But yeah, I've been using that Vulcan V940, honestly.
What were you using before?
So I'm kind of, so I was using the other Vulcan before that. I used the carbon for a really, really long time.
You were paddle tech.
I was paddle tech for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Yep. Me and Annalie were just big paddle tech fans. No, I used the Tempest Wave Pro. I just felt like it had the most amount of touch. But I'm a bigger dude. I think I create enough power. So I was, I really would rather have touch. But yeah, I used paddle tech for a long time. That was kind of and then before that, I used the Onyx Evoke Premier. When I first started playing pickleball, I used that Onyx Evoke. And I remember the very first time I picked it up, it was like hitting the ball with a trampoline. It was wild. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever control this. But right now I'm all in, like Vulcan. I think Vulcan's up their game, and that's not just because I look good in the sweater. So go check it out. Seriously, I think that you like it. Tyler probably has $1 million for someone to demo if you're local.
All right, Katie, TX Pickleball. What's the name of the figures you have on your shelf, and what is your favorite Lego set?
Ooh.
Jimmy, explain to the people what these are, because Jimmy knows what they are.
Yeah, so listen, I don't know how many people are into we'll call it street culture or streetwear, but that's basically what this is they're just kind of, Tyler has, do you have more than this?
A couple more, yeah.
So I can't name them like Tyler probably can. But basically, they're just collectibles. I mean, reality is, but the big thing now, like we have NFTs are big now, right? We have all these things that are big, and that's.
Do you know the name of them? Do you know what the names are? Like the name of the toy? Like.
Yeah, isn't it the kit? I can't remember even how to say it. Something bears.
Bear bricks.
Bear bricks. That's
so
it.
that's
Bear
the name
bricks.
of them. Is bear bricks.
Yeah.
Some of them, a lot of it depends on the design. There's some that I've seen that are as expensive as $30,000 to $40,000.
Yeah.
These ones obviously are that much. Just kidding. They're very cheap. These ones are very cheap.
What's very cheap? A couple $100.
Yeah, each one will be anywhere from $1 to $400.
I mean, no way that Marilyn Monroe one's cheap.
It's not over $1,000, but
yeah, they're super popular. They have them, and it just seems like they're going up in value. They're almost like an investment.
Investments, yeah.
Anyways, that's what he tells his wife.
What's your favorite Lego set? I love Legos. I got into them around the COVID time, and my favorite one probably, well, it was kind of torn apart, but this Porsche right here or the Defender I built. Those were a lot of fun.
I'm a sneakerhead, so if you want to talk shoes, let's talk shoes, okay? We can talk shoes.
All right, somebody said H-Town. Well, the name is H-Town R. Jeezy. Why do you like Vulcan so much? So they're my sponsor. I've been with them for over 3 years. I love their products, and their culture is unparalleled. Really good community, really good people, really good customer service.
Who do you love the most of Vulcan?
Oh man, it depends on the day.
I mean, I'm going to go to San Clemente and hang out with.
You only know one of them, right?
Yeah. She's spectacular. It's like
I don't know if we should drop her name. She wants us to drop her name, but I'm going to hold it back.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
For this time, I'll say it next time.
Well, I would drop it, but it's fine.
She thinks she's funny.
No, she's funny, and she's a fan. And
just because she's a fan doesn't mean she's funny.
No, but if you like me, chances are you're funny.
And if you don't like you, what does that mean?
You have horrible taste.
Okay. The Nick with a lot of C's. What are the chances of a reunion with Callan? You guys were my favorite men's partnership. So we actually have a couple more tournaments scheduled for this year. We were supposed to play more, but the schedules just kind of changed. And so I think a lot of it comes down to communication, probably on my part, just not being able to communicate. And so I need to get down with him and talk with him and figure out exactly what the tournaments are that we are playing. But I believe we still have a couple more this year. Love Callan. He's one of the steadiest guys out there. Gets super low with the ball, makes a lot of balls. A lot of fun to play with.
Yeah.
And we kind of look alike.
You do look alike.
Kind of.
I mean, well,
He's the surfer version.
Yeah, it's the Asian genes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Callan comes out here. Well, he was coming out here quite a bit.
He was out here this last week, and they wanted me to play 3 hours before they did play, and I wasn't able to make it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You turned down. Callan drives all the way out here in his Toyota Tacoma, and you turn him down. That's messed up.
They got Lila
They stop.
or Lorna.
Who did they get?
I don't know. It was Spencer, Callan, and Todd, and then I don't know who the fourth was.
Hopefully Gridley.
Somebody said Leo Raya underscore pickleball. Favorite snacks for tournament. Also favorite players outside of tournament. So my favorite snacks, honestly, I like the mod balls. They're one of the sponsors. Use code LUNG10.
That was good. That was smooth.
Hey,
That was
They
smooth.
are good. They are honestly good.
Honestly,
You guys need to try them.
I like them too.
Yeah. So I like that. And then anything light. I personally don't like anything heavy. I'll do a banana, apple, water, Gatorade, pickle fuel, anything that's super light.
But what do you eat post-match? Wendy's?
I do a lot of chain restaurants.
He's a chain guy.
Yeah.
Listen, Tyler Loon, there's not a fast food meal he doesn't like.
I went to a tournament and I was with George, and he was getting on me because I have I don't know if it's a superstition, but once I eat at a tournament, once I eat at a restaurant at a tournament, a lot of times I'll eat at that same restaurant throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
And so I ate at Smash Burger 3 days in a row.
Killing it. God, listen, they have wings now, by the way.
They do, but it takes them like 15 to 20 minutes to make because they got to make them fresh for you.
Yeah, just like the smash burger.
And then also favorite players outside of tournament. Anyone I talk to during a tournament, I'll probably enjoy talking to outside of a tournament. Leia Jansen, she's funny.
Leia's...
Callan's great.
Leia's really
AJ's
funny.
cool.
I don't think Leia gets enough credit for being funny.
Federico, Pablo. I like
Pablo Escobar.
exactly.
That was a funny.
Who was it? Tro Pickleball. They released a new video
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
on Pablo. But yeah, I like pretty much all the players. There's only one or two that are a little bit more difficult to get along with.
Like, is there players that like I don't know, you guys have like a player's tent, right? You all kick it in or whatever.
Oh yeah. Most players are there just kind of talking it up with one another, talking about their matches, what happened, what line calls so and so made.
Yeah. Is there some that just kind of keep to themselves?
Oh sure, yeah. There's
Like they sit in the corner with their videographer and just kind of do their own thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We won't
I
mention
feel like
names.
you're referring to somebody
No,
specific.
I was just curious.
Yeah. All right. She plays pickleball. Thoughts on phrases like "good try" or "good idea" after your partner messes up. Nice or insulting?
Oh, I love that.
What are your thoughts?
I love a good backhanded compliment. I think good idea is my favorite backhanded compliment.
That's a good idea, but
It
you
was.
totally missed it.
Good idea, but maybe not. Maybe don't try that again. Good thought. Yeah, like those are. I'm sorry, but that's like when you like tussle a little kid's head and you're like, "Hey, chief," you know, like it's kind of demeaning a little bit. But I think some people do kind of say it like,
Yeah.
I mean, they mean it endearing and they're saying it like they're being nice about it. But if they say good idea because you missed a shot, it wasn't a good idea.
Me personally, I actually don't like that for the most part. Every once in a while, if it truly was a good idea or a good try and you just missed it, I think that's fine. But if they're saying it after every single shot, that would annoy me. I know some players, they like that positivity because I think other players would look at it as being positive. You're trying to be positive. But if your partner was saying that after every single shot, hey, good try. You got to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Do you like it when your partner over communicates on the court or prefer silence? I'm going to go with option C. I like the middle. I don't like pure silence. I think most people don't like pure silence, but also I don't like to be talking 100% of the time. I felt like I did that for a little bit, maybe a couple of years ago.
You were the talker for a while.
I was a talker.
You were the communicator.
Yeah, but I've slowed down. I don't like silence, but I also feel like over communicating just.
In fact, I've watched matches of yours where, like, literally every ball it was you, me, you, me, you. You know, You haven't done that as much recently.
Yeah.
What's going on? You become more introverted in your old age? What's
Exactly.
happening?
These comments are getting to me.
Do you feel like
There's some mean comments out there.
listen? You can. That was one thing that I totally underestimated. Like, you could have a podcast, and I was like, sure, Tyler, let's do it.
And this is a small community.
Small community, and I was like, sure, that sounds fun. But oh, man, people are brutal. Like, they're absolutely brutal. They will light you up for the littlest things.
Well, the funniest is this guy messaged me. He's all like, "You're such a jerk. You're such a jerk. Why do you do this?" But I like watching you play. I'm like,
yeah. And listen, I deserve all the criticism that I get. Believe me, if I'm going to dish it out, I can take it. But people are absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Like they will come at your
Leah
wife.
Jansen, and I don't know what was going on, and maybe she was just joking, but she said she deactivated her Twitter just to kind of detox, just kind of refresh.
Yeah. But then she came back like 6 hours later and lost all of her followers. But I think they're back.
Yeah.
But I saw you guys are besties now. I saw she posted on Twitter. You guys are.
I thought she was just saying, "Hey, bestie," but somebody said she was referring to Tyson McGuffin's podcast. So I don't know if she was referring to that or if she was
Tyson did say on his podcast, I guess Lung and Leia are besties now. So
Gotcha.
whatever.
Maybe it was referring to that, but I thought she was just...
If she was referring to his podcast, that's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. See, Leia is funny.
Yeah. If you were each drafting your perfect MLP team, who would it be? I mean...
Ben, Annalie.
Yeah. That's not realistic.
And then it doesn't matter after that.
Yeah. Next, let's see. This one guy that...
Who would it be? No, who would it be realistically, real quick?
This one guy?
No, if you had to go down like draft order, okay? So say, do you take Ben or Annalie? They go men first, right?
Ben.
So you take Ben.
Yeah.
And then you go who?
Well, I mean... It's tricky because it all depends on who's left.
Yeah, but like assume, okay, so if you go
I would take the team we have right now. Me, Ben, Etta, and Megan.
Oh, look at you. That's very politically correct. Okay. Tyler, who has a better earning, you or Leah Whitwell?
Hers are illegal.
That's true. She's never... Next time she clears the kitchen will be the first time.
See, we can't read this.
All right, let me see.
And I don't even know that. This guy to be... he says, "Tyler, you are my favorite top pro player. You also seem to have the best character. Thank you for that." Thank you. That means a lot.
That other question, though. Oh, wow. I will find the answer out, though. I promise.
When's the new paddle dropping? So I think they're referring to this one. It was supposed to be in June, but I think they're pushing it back. So I will let you guys know as soon as I know. Also, Jimmy, he is with Vulcan as well now, and so he can let you guys know also. Jimmy says, George Berrigan says, "Will Jimmy Miller still be on the show?" He thought you were going to get canceled after last podcast.
I might. It's coming. George, I might need a job at the Pickler. Help me out. I'll work the front desk. I'll wash courts, whatever I need.
Still partnering with Callan? Yes. A little bit TBD, but for some tournaments. Somebody said, rank PPA. Actually, this is a PPA employee. Rank PPA venues top 10. We'll do top 4. What are your top 4?
Real quick, did you see when Ben Johns asked this question and everybody fired back with indoor courts just to be an a-hole to him? See, people are brutal. They all went, they're like, oh, Minnesota, Lifetime Minnesota. All the tournaments he won't play that are indoor, those were the answers, which absolutely had me dying. I would say, I think you got to go San Clemente is one.
Okay.
Right? I would say, I'm going to say, I haven't been to all of them, so obviously it's a little bit difficult, but I will say San Clemente one. I'm going to say, I think Atlanta too. I think Atlanta is...
Atlanta looked really good on camera with the stands going up.
Yeah, I think Atlanta looked really good. I mean, just because I'm a Utah guy, I can't say TOC because it sucks. I mean, it's not great, but I'm going to say Red Rock.
Red Rock is great, but they got to get a legitimate
they need a championship
stadium.
court. Yeah, that's what sucks about it. They need a championship court. I don't know. I mean, Kansas City this year. Have you been to Kansas City yet?
No, but I've heard that's going to be at
I heard Kansas City's going to be sweet. North Carolina looked good.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you give me your top 4?
I mean, San Clemente is good. The stadium court itself, is beautiful.
I know you love Daytona.
The stadium court is good, but what's good about San Clemente is the weather, the location. It's in California. There's not much humidity. The weather's temperate. It's good.
It gets windy though a little bit, right?
It hasn't been too bad. I mean, maybe once or twice.
Newport's amazing.
Yeah, that's all right. I would go San Clemente,
Gee, that just
Atlanta,
gets shut down.
Cincinnati is legit.
Really?
Yeah, it's at one of their tennis
Because
centers.
it's playing at tennis center. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
But this year, Seattle, that's going to be new, right?
Yep.
And then Kansas City.
Yep.
And then, those are the only two new?
I think they added Boise, but I believe that's for futures.
Oh, yeah. Nobody's going to go to that.
All right. Somebody said, why don't people hit drop shots like in tennis as a return? I've seen a couple people do it. It's not a very smart shot just because the court is so short and
you're giving them the kitchen line.
Yeah,
at that point, right?
You're telling them, hey, get up here to the kitchen. And most of the time you want to keep them as far back from the kitchen as possible.
Well, and if you give them the kitchen, now you have to work your way up and you're not going to, you're just essentially like you said, the court's so small, you're not hitting that drop shot for a winner. People are going to run it down, especially at the pro level.
All right, and we'll end with this question. How does Jimmy know so much inside info on pickleball?
He doesn't. Honestly, he doesn't. Listen, I just keep my ear to the floor, okay?
Nothing against Jimmy, but I would imagine there's quite a few people similar to Jimmy, not as well versed as him, but similar to him in some regard, that know quite a bit about pickleball. Anyone who's been following the tours for the past 3 to 4 years, they know their players, they know what goes around. They have players, friends that play in these tournaments, and so they all hear about this
stuff. Guys, the pickleball community is still really, really small. It still is. It's still pretty small. And so, yeah, you can find stuff, hear stuff. But also, I think I have a lot of, like I said, I got a lot of friends that play. I got a lot of, obviously friends that are professional players. So you do hear stuff. But, reality is I'm just the only one dumb enough to talk about it.
All right. Next time, we're going to leave you guys with a teaser. Should we bring this up next time, George?
Yes, 100%. You did just call me George, but it's okay.
Oh, man. Jimmy, George, Jays.
Yes, we need to bring that up.
I don't think we can bring that up yet.
I can bring it up.
Not on my podcast.
If I brought that up.
You'd have to start your own.
If I brought that up, would you be like, wow?
Kicked off the tour, yes.
The PPA would kick you off?
Yes.
Really?
I don't think so, but it would not be good.
Would you get a phone call from somebody very high?
I'd probably get like Twitter. They would shadow ban people and stuff like that. I just want to get like invites to these tournaments. All of a sudden, my partners would drop out due to injury.
Like, could you really imagine?
I don't think it'd be that bad, but you'll have to start your own for that one.
Maybe I should do like little shorts,
and
I'll just like bring up like a little clip of that.
Yeah.
But then I would never get invited like to PPA event again either. Not that I have.
Anyways, wow, this was a much longer one than anticipated. Thanks again to our sponsors. We got the Pickler Shop. Use code Ambassador. We got Mod Balls. Use code LOONG10, LOONG. Go try them out. And then we also are hoping to get this one over here.
Listen, I'm always up for sponsors, whatever you guys want to send me. I love free stuff. Absolutely love free stuff. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Yes.
Next week, we will have Dallas done, and then MLP is coming right up.
Yeah.
So
good luck.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to write in, myself or Jimmy. You can find Jimmy on Instagram or myself on Instagram.
My Instagram is really boring unless you like looking at my kids. Sorry.
Anyways, appreciate you following along. We will talk to you guys later. See ya.